Hello, hello. I am here to answer a customer question that I got. I got an email from Lynne recently, and Lynne uses a specific foundation because she suffers with rosacea, and the foundation that she uses is a silicone-based one, and it is the Face Atelier Ultra. She wanted to know what brush would be best for applying it because she can't buff in her foundation like someone without rosacea would do, because it would make her flush. So I didn't want to give the wrong answer. Obviously I don't have rosacea, but I wanted to see which of my foundation brushes would give the best finish without giving a heavy buff on the skin. So I have picked up a few here. I did think that the 310 would be the best because it's such a super smooth and you just kind of brush it on. I'm trying out a few different things because the 110 and the 212 and the 110 are also made of the same fibre as the 310, so you don't have to buff with these. You can. They're very smooth when you kind of go like this, but then you have the added bonus of being able to tap with them. So I want to see what the finish is like with all of these. And then I just have the 223 and the 224. These you can buff with, but because they're so dense fibres, I wouldn't buff with them, but you can still just apply in strokes rather than buffing. So these are the few that I'm going to give a go and try out and see. I have never even opened this foundation before and I've never tried it on my skin, so it's going to be a first for me too. So Lynne has warned me that this foundation is super pigmented and a few drops does her entire face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some on the back of my hand rather than putting it on my face and overloading. Just go for one pump. Okay, it's not as pigmented as I thought it might have been. I'm going to get closer so that you can see it too. So the only thing I have on my skin is a bit of foundation, bit of moisturiser. So colour's probably just a little yellow for me, but I don't mind as long as it shows what the finish is like. So what Lynne and I were both worried was that would this 310 leave streak marks? And no, it doesn't. It gives a really nice finish actually. So that is the 310. It feels really, really smooth on the face. The silicone foundation also feels like velvet on the face. I'm going to go in for the next one that I think will be nice in, and it's the 212. What I would say about the 212 is that it gives a really natural finish, but you actually need more product because it's a denser brush. With the 310, there's less brush there, so there's less product needed. All the product goes where it's meant to. But again, with that, there are no streaks left behind at all. That was the 212. I think the 110 might be a curveball. I think it would require more of circular motion, so I'm not actually going to use that. Next up is the 223. Just see what this is like. So there are no streaks left behind with that either. And there's no buffing required, and it is very soft and easy to use. On this side was the 310. This one, which feels like very calming and soothing on the skin. Then on this side we use the 212. Again, very smooth. Those end bristles and everything are lovely. And then on the top we use the 223. I think the 224 would just do the same thing as the 223, so I'm not gonna use those. But yeah, just to give a really up close look. I think what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to put more on as well, so if you wanted fuller coverage, let's see how they work with more product. I think the key to not having any streaks with a brush like the 310 is not pressing too hard on your product so you're not dragging it. But yeah, you can see that there's no streaks there whatsoever, and that's quite a lot of the product. This side was the 212. Again, not using a buffing motion. With this, I like that you can tap as well. It's definitely not my colour. Okay. No streaks. And then I'm just going back in with the 223 up top to see how it copes. What I would say with the 223 is it holds your skin more rather than gliding over it. I mean, it's still definitely not irritating it when you use it in a sweeping movement, but I definitely wouldn't be patting with such a dense brush like this on skin with rosacea, but all of which give a lovely coverage and finish. Let me just block out my different coloured neck. It's kind of up to you what coverage you like. The 310 is really, really nice with it. I think my favourites, if I was doing someone's makeup or if I was doing your makeup, I would probably use the 310 or the 212. If your skin is really reactive, you're going to know your own skin better, but I would use the 310 and just really light, and you can still tap with it as well. It feels like you're having a little spa session. This brush is really cooling on your skin as well as opposed to this one, but both of them are lovely and I think very safe to use with rosacea. I hope that helps. Bye.